options. Under the transactions, we have the manual invoice, the manual credit notes, your payments, your payment reversals, your journals, debtor claims, document allocations, etc. Master files, your debtor masters, which we can go into. Here you can see all the debtors' names. Here you can add a debtor. For example, we can say 01. Test, enter, enter, and there we go. Enter to go past to the end. These drop downs you can then choose. Open item, under the account type, balance brought forward, the installment sale. Communication method, whichever one is relevant to the debtor. Interest, no. The debtor type, the sales type, cash sales only, account only, or both. Intercompany accounts, depending on the debtor, yes, no, yes, no. Account status, it all depends on what is relevant to that debtor. Account group type, you've got your normal accounts, your main accounts, and your sub account. Again, all depends on the debtor type. Credit limits, we put 1,000 Rand, not using check. Payment method, bank transfer, cash, etc. Account grading, depending on that debtor's account, you can then decide if he was good, bad, or average. Pre-authorized mandatory, it gives you the drop down of the yes or the no, and the CRM manager and the account number. Here is the terms and balances. The term period, you can say days, months. So we're going to say 5 days from invoice or from statement. The settlement discount, the month-end day, the statement frequency, and the run day. You can then stipulate and scrutinize it to the exact day and date that you would like it to be on. Here's your credit guarantee information. Gives you the date. Here's the expiration on the limit. And your balances. You can then say 30, 60, etc., etc. Yeah, this is the balances owing. The next drop down under indicators, you'll see the price indicators, VAT indicator, which is selling price as inclusive, exclusive, or no VAT. Allow promotions, yes, allow promotions, or do not allow promotions for this account. Department pricing, yes or no. The item pricing, yes, no. Allow the data deals, yes, no. It all comes down to the preference on your side as well. You can scrutinize it in depth. Pricing rules, default, selling price plus, yes, no, plus what percentage, or minus what percentage. Cost plus, last cost, average cost, buying cost, or supplier cost. Data indicators. Sorry, I missed in-house account. No or yes. Data indicators, you can block the returns on items not previously purchased. Yes or no. Consolidation account, distribution or order account, which you can then click, which is a tick box. E-commerce data or stock file master account. Under this drop-down, you have the grouping of the data, which you can allocate to that group. So you can say this is then to this test account. Here's your category 1, category 2, area, the region, the route, and the sales rep. So it's quite nice because you can go so in depth, which makes it really nice to scrutinize on that data. Notepad is fine. You can put in as much information as you want. Under other information, we have the company, the branch, and the debtor account. Timestamp, the user code, the date, the time, and the machine ID. These are all obviously under your scrutinization as to how far you want to put information in. Very user-friendly, simple. Is there any questions on the data master? All right, so you can link to the customer groups, the categories, the areas, the regions, the routes, as you had in your debtors master when you added the item. Just like we did with the stock, you can search. You can search through account number, the debtor's name, the generic name, the cell phone, the group, etc., etc. Under drop down, you have your recurring invoices. There's none in this simulation, but you can add your recurring invoice, the account, to link to that recurring invoice. And it auto-populates once you hit the enter. Remember, enter is the magic button. Put in all the relevant information, your frequency, auto-generate or not on the last day of the month, or select it on whichever day of the month that you'd like. You can manually put in the document number and then hit on the F10 or save once you've put all the relevant information in. And it will auto-populate it over here, which you can then update, search for, or even print that specific recurring invoice. Archiving debtors is quite in-depth, so I don't think we will go into that as of yet. Under your transactions, you have your manual invoice. On the question mark, you can then click, select the document date, the amount, the reference, the payment due date, mark as fully paid or not, and the posting date. Then you can post the invoice, which will appear here under your GL postings. Here's your invoice lines and the account balances. Still says that I owe Ashley 850 Rand.
You best believe it.
Under your transactions, you have the manual credit note. You have the payments. We can have a look at the payments. Here's your data payment. You can select the data. You can hit enter, which magically auto-populates how much I owe Ashley. Then you can put an amount to say that I will pay Ashley. There's a reference that we can put in, and it will auto-allocate that amount. These are all pretty useful drop downs to see exactly what is going on, when's it going on, all the relevant information, the account types, what credit limits you have, and if you've exceeded the limit action, then it will automatically stop the sale, which is pretty nice. Here you can see the sale. You can see the transactions that were done on this specific account. You can then post the payment, which I won't do because Ashley didn't bring my beer.
Aww.
Here we have payment reversals. You can select on the data, hit the enter, and there you can see all the transactions that have happened under this data. The receipt number, the status, which has been opened, reversed. It was an account payment. The amount paid, the DTO date, and the user. You can select that specific payment and it will give you information regarding that payment. You can see the dates, you can see the payment date, the document number, the payment amount, and other relevant information. We also have the bulk payment process, which you can pay in multiple debtors at a specific period. You'll see that under this test profile, we made these 3 payments at one specific time. These were the totals. This is the timestamp. What's pretty cool about this is you can also print the batch and it will give you the amounts of payment that was made. Under the transactions, you got your journals, single journals, and your journal batch capture. Take the data account, the data name which auto-populates. It gives you the document date. You can debit. You can click on the drop-down which has the debit or credit option. You could put in a manual reference, the amount, the VAT amount. You can click on the little calculator which automatically puts in the VAT amount that you have put in. Allocated, the master balance, the GL account number, current balance and allocated balances, current 850. So I'm sure this is all pretty useful to everyone that has done this. Is there any questions? Am I going too fast?
Excuse me, can I quickly interject?
Go for it.
Okay. I can see the payments and the like on allocations. Is there any way where we can keep track of what has been allocated into what? Maybe I missed that part.
There is a way. Yes, you'll be able to see all allocations. Let me grab it for you quickly.
Yeah, following?
You're following there? You can then
Sure.
type in the allocated amount. Sorry, it's just loading. There you go. You'll see the payment was processed.
This is just a print form, that's not. Verification. I did it generally. I didn't get that. Yeah, that's the financial.
Sorry, Alex, what are you
All
going
right.
for?
So once Rian does the financials, you'll go into this side. I don't want to waste your time on that at the moment. It's quite in depth, but you are able to see all the transactions done under it. Are you still there?
Yeah, I've noticed that. Thank you.
All right. Here is under your transactions, you'll see there's data claims. You can go into data claims. You can submit a claim. You can fill in all the relevant details to be able to submit the claim. And then you save it. This will then appear on this line with all the relevant information. It will then give you your claim total with the subtotal and your VAT amount. Document allocations. In your document allocations, this was a test, so there will be no document allocations under this simulation database, but they will all appear in here. Debtors, in a summary, I don't want to go in depth because if I go in depth, then we're going to be sitting here for quite a while. These things are pretty self-explanatory. You have under utilities, you have your balance utilities, your take on balances, your balance aging fix. Your debtors deals, you've got your batch utility. Here you can also delete the debtor deal. The department pricing utility, marketing module, and the process recurring invoices. So under debtors, everything is here. Is there any questions regarding the debtors? So regarding your question earlier, this is how we get to see all the allocations to that specified data. But it will be explained in depth when we get to the financial side of things. You can either double click on the specific line or you can press Control X to view the specific allocation. This will then give you the information regarding that specific account payment. You'll see your balance, the credit amount, what was debited, the rec ID. Under your master files, debtor master, choose your account. So here in this, you can select your system's utility, and this will then give you your utility menu. Under transactions, here's your transaction statement, and here's all the relevant details. This is everything that was done on this account. I think that also touches on your query earlier. You can also print the statement. I'll just do a simulation on the print so you can see the template. Here's all the information under that. You can still see your total owing amount, all balances, everything that has been done on this data. I think that also answers your question earlier, if I'm not mistaken. You can change the duration, the accounting period. You can just select or deselect the month that you want. And this will then give you all the information. Here you can filter the transaction types, the journal, the debtor journal debits, the debit payments, the debtor's EFT payments, the transfer reversal, etc., etc. You can view the document. As seen, we printed a statement which showed us all the information on the statement. You can view the GL posting. You can view the allocations. There's the GL posting. You can view the allocations to that specific data. And under the utilities, you can select your previous or next period as well. In this utility menu, you got multiple options where you can select. You've got your open item. Select there. There you go. You can view the document. Here under utilities, this is where we can delete, archive, or restore the data. Here's your sales statistics, your invoice stats, your items purchased, and the last price purchased. We can go to items purchased. Go back a month. There was nothing purchased on this, so it won't show any data. Last price paid for that item is you can view the documents, the invoices. There we are viewing, here we are viewing the invoices. You can go in depth again. You can view the credit notes, you can view the payments, you can view the orders and quotes. Here's your balance history. For this period, current owing 750 Rand after we've allocated that 100 Rand transaction. Here you have your debtor deals. Here you can set up your temporary credit limit. department pricing, amendment audit, your contacts, check history, voucher history, pre-authorizations, etc., etc. Obviously, when you want to delete a debtor, it will have to be in the positive, or else you're going to get this error that's saying you owe 750 Rand, so you cannot delete the debtor without getting the payment in first. Are there any questions regarding this? Is everyone fine?
I have a question. If your account is closed because of non-payment, can you archive that debtor while they've got the outstanding balance, or is that the same as the delete? You can't do it until you've recouped your money.
Only if the balance is sitting on 0, you can archive the debtor.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Correct, yes. It will have to be on 0 to archive.
What you can do is you can actually put the account on hold. So then it's not active, it cannot do any trades, because if it still owes, you can still trade on it. But if you put the account on hold, it will not be able to do any sales on the account because it's on hold.
Okay, so if I've got the account on hold, I still can't do the archive?
No.
Not. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I think we've gone through everything on the debtors side. Let's hop over to the creditors side.
Sorry, I'm just going to quickly refer to that data account on hold for you again. Okay, so if we're gonna owe, let's say the accounts you already want to, it's owing us money like this, 750 Rand, it owes us. You can just go there, you can stop it, inactive, on hold, close, or archive it from here. But you can't archive the account because you're owing money. But you can put the account on inactive or on hold. Inactive and hold is the same thing, but on hold is more secure because for certain parameters, you can still do stuff like journals and all that kind of stuff in inactive mode. But on hold mode, you can't do anything. It's putting everything to a stop until everything is done.
Okay, so if that debtor starts paying like 50 Rand here and 50 Rand there, how do I then do the allocations? Do I then put them onto the inactive to process that payment? Or
No, it's not going to be needed.
He's on hold.
You can still be on hold, and you can allocate the payments and still do the payments and stuff like that, and your journals. It's just you can't update the data. You can't use the data to do any claims or sales, even returns. Where inactive, you can still do. You can still do claims. So that's why we put both. You have a choice on which one you want to use.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.
All right.